This program has been brought to you by Airtel, proud supporter of Africa's rising football stars.
Airtel Rising Stars, one of the greatest tournaments in Africa. Finding the best teams, the best talent, and which players are good enough to train at the Manchester United Soccer Schools camp. If you're out there, we'll find you.
In this episode of Airtel Football, it's Destination Nairobi for the Airtel Africa Championships. The future rising stars of Africa will battle it out for pride, bragging rights, and a place in the Airtel Africa Championships. The name Nairobi comes from the Maasai phrase Enkare Nairobi, which translates to cold water, the Maasai name for the Nairobi River. Over the years, Kenya's capital adopted the moniker Green City in the Sun. Founded by the British in 1899 as a simple rail depot on the railway link between Mombasa to Uganda, the town quickly grew to become the capital of British East Africa, and in 1963, the capital of a free Kenyan republic. During Kenya's colonial period, the city became a center for the colony's coffee, tea, and sisal industries. All three industries are still booming today. It is East Africa's most populous city with a current estimated population of about 4 million people. Nairobi is currently the 12th largest city in Africa. It is home to thousands of Kenyan businesses and over 100 major international companies and organizations. With growth and development has come infrastructure and improvements in the overall economy. Nairobi's burgeoning middle class has grown exponentially in the past decade. Leisure activities have followed. Sport is a large part of Nairobi's culture, with more than 12 world-class golf courses, as well as international rugby facilities. Nairobi is also Kenya's footballing capital, with a number of Nairobi-based clubs plying their trade in the Kenya Premier League. In fact, 3 of the past 4 Premier League champions have come from Nairobi. Their home grounds, Nyayo Stadium, Kasarani, and Nairobi City Stadium, a magnificent AstroTurf pitch. It recently played host to the Airtel Rising Stars Africa Championships. And there was a genuine excitement to be here in Nairobi for the finals, as the teams streamed in from all over the continent. For some countries and their representatives, being here for the finals was like a dream come true.
I always say I wish I started playing when I was young like this, because I used to play when I was young, but not young as this one, because you will find some of these guys, they are under 16. Some of them will be playing for the national team when they are about 17 years. And me, I could not, because by that time I was still very young. So I'm proud to be here with this tournament going on. Airtel are doing something good for the future of football in Africa.
And what an opening day it was. Africa's best under 17 sides, dream teams from all over the continent going head to head, bragging rights at stake, and certainly much more. with all the trimmings of a major finals on the opening day, including some very special guests from some very well-known clubs.
Well, I think the great thing about working with a partner like Airtel is that they have the scale and the professionalism to put some excellent structure around talent development. That's the most important thing. I think infrastructure and having the right tools and professionalism in place to make sure that we can find the best players. And I think what we look forward to with Airtel is a long-term partnership that will benefit Manchester United and Airtel.
Well, Arsene is a manager who says he values talent over anything else. So he values talent above and beyond passports, and he has a fantastic heritage of bringing players from this continent and making them successful in the Premier League, and that's something which will certainly continue. I think there are 37 African players in the Premier League at the moment, and that figure's certainly to grow. There's fantastic raw talent, and programmes like this, which provide more structure to help develop that talent, can only be encouraged.
But even with all the excitement of being the host nation, it was a mixed bag of results for the Kenyan sides. The girls walloped Malawi 11-0, but the boys started against the Malawians, losing 5-1. In their quest for glory, Kenya girls opened the score sheet through Vivian Adhiambo, who netted 5 goals. Florence Awino followed with a hat-trick. Agnes Waithera scored a brace, while Davina Balongo added a goal to seal Kenya's emphatic win.
It came in from a corner. They're hanging there. But look at the speed work done on the right side. And a brilliant way to cut the ball back. Vivian is in the right position. Doesn't waste time or not. It's just by how much they run on the right side. And then the score going in, Jacob.
Kenya boys only managed a goal through Crispin Omondi, who drilled in a stunner in the 36th minute. Malawi, who started off the boys' encounter on a high note, got their first goal through Wongam Kusinja in the 13th minute. Ignatius Makoloni, who notched a brace, made it 2-0 for Malawi with a successful penalty shot in the 23rd minute, before adding another one 2 minutes later. Martin Mapinda and Frank Kadamanja added the remaining goals in the 46th and 59th minute to deny Kenya victory. On day 2, the action was moved to St. Mary's School in Nairobi, and the Ghanaian girls sounded a warning, humiliating their Kenyan counterparts 7-2. Centre forward Patience Nar was in impressive form throughout the match, managing 4 well-executed goals. In other results for the girls, Nigeria lost by a solitary goal to Chad, Uganda beat Sierra Leone 3-0, while the Democratic Republic of Congo thrashed Burkina Faso 8-0. In the boys category, Kenya A registered its second consecutive loss of the tournament, losing 1-0 to Ghana. Kenya B drew 1-1 with Sierra Leone. Nigeria and Niger played to a 1-1 draw, while Zambia drubbed Burkina Faso 5-0. Tanzania lost 1-0 to Gabon, and DRC walloped Chad 4-0. Malawi and Madagascar drew 1 goal apiece. How's this for moral support for the Malawians?
They're good. They're excellent. They're good players. But I think they got carried away with the first game when they beat Kenya 5-1. I was watching that, and I was very, very impressed with their performance. But I think they got carried away. They're young boys, and when I spoke to them on the phone, because I was in Malawi when the game was played, I spoke to them on the phone, and I thought they were too confident. I actually called their coach to say, look, you have to rein the boys in. The tournament is not over yet. And they played Madagascar and they drew 1-1, which is actually what made me leave Malawi to at least give them more support. And I guess it wasn't to be, but it's an excellent team.
When we return to Airtel football, we look at the rest of the group action, and the semi-finals and finals light up Nairobi City Stadium. Stay where you are.
Hi, it's Patrick Silva of Manchester United. Airtel Rising Star is back. If you're out there, we will find you.
Hi, this is Michael Owen of Manchester United. Airtel Rising Stars is back. If you're out there, we'll find you.
Welcome back to Airtel Football. The Airtel Africa Championships is in full swing, and it's turning out to be quite a tournament for a number of nations represented.
Today, Airtel Rising Stars is the largest tournament of its kind in Africa, being broadcast live on SuperSport. Today is an immensely proud moment for us, where we have celebrated the finals. This year, we had 18,000 teams participate in the Airtel Rising Stars across Africa, and more than 300,000 children participating in all of these matches, culminating in the inter-country championships over the last week in Nairobi.
The host nation has survived a number of scares, but has managed a place in the semi-finals. One side had the added benefit of being coached by a true legend. Ibrahim Sunday started off his career playing for local club Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and in 1970 he and his club won the African Cup of Champions. He was also a member of the Ghanaian national team, participating in 2 African Nations Cup tournaments, and in 1971 he won the African Footballer of the Year award.
I played for Asante Kotoko for several years and captained Kotoko to win the African Club Championship, now Champions League, in 1971. And then in 1970, I'm sorry. And then after that, I left Ghana and played professional in Germany with Werder Bremen, and after my stay in Germany, I had my coaching course there. I came back to Ghana after some years to take and coach Kotoko and win the same trophy that I won as a captain.
The accolades continue to mount for Sunday.
I'm trying because I love children. I have seen that our football is going down, and I believe the little knowledge that I have, I also have to help in the development of football in Ghana. So that is the reason why I established the Academy, Planet Soccer Academy, which is about 100 kilometers from Accra, and I believe very soon, maybe some of my products will be seen in the youth national teams in Ghana.
Perhaps nothing has meant more than coaching his Ghanaian under-17s in the Airtel Africa Championships in Nairobi.
They need to be taken care of. They need to be nurtured. It will depend on their authorities when they go back home. We have identified some very good talents here, but then, as I said, they need to be nurtured and taken good care of so that they continue with the talent that they have and get the sky should be their limit. But they are good, the players are good. So if they say you are beautiful, you should always buff, and then you'll be more beautiful. But if you are beautiful and you don't buff, I'm sorry, one day you become the Miss Ugly or what, I don't know.
The semi-finals were a mixed bag of results for the home team Kenya, as the boys succumbed to a bitter 2-0 loss to Niger, failing to book a slot in the finals. The Kenya A girls, however, atoned for their counterparts' loss, notching an all-important 2-0 win against Chad to book a place in the coveted finals. Ghana girls were in impressive form as they crushed the hopes of Uganda with a 2-0 win, setting up a mouth-watering finale against hosts Kenya A. For Ghana, it was a tough day in the office, falling hard to Niger, who upset them 1-4 in what seemed like a walk in the park for the West Africans, setting up another final with Zambia. The day was filled with pomp and colour, with former Manchester United legendary keeper Peter Schmeichel gracing the occasion, perhaps giving the youngsters a reason to showcase their talents in the finals.
To anyone, not goalkeepers only, to anyone, it's all about, if you have talent, you have to stick with that. You have to work hard, you have to listen to what your coaches are saying. You got to work hard every day, and you gotta have a lifestyle which is suitable to playing football, and that means you've got to be very, very disciplined. You cannot live a rock and roll lifestyle at the same time as aspiring to be a footballer. That's very, very simple. And again, I cannot emphasize this hard enough, or many times enough. You got to work really, really hard, and then believe in yourself. And one day, the opportunity will come. If you're good enough, one day there will be a scout in the stand, and you will play the game, and he will notice you, and that's your opportunity.
The ladies' match kicked off with Kenya A going head-to-head with Ghana. And it was top scorer Vivian Odhiambo who broke the deadlock to notch her 12th goal of the tournament. However, the goal spurred on Ghana, who fought tooth and nail as Rita Dako drew level before substitute Emilia Loco broke the hearts of the hard-working Kenyan ladies with a sucker punch late in injury time to win Ghana the coveted trophy and over $10,000. For the boys, it was a tough challenge as Zambia clashed with an impressive Niger, with both sides giving as much as they received, with none wanting to be complacent in the crucial final that would see the winner crowned champions. After 80 minutes of grit and wit, no team had broken the deadlock, taking the game to another extra time, where no goals were scored, perhaps describing the intensity of the match that has to be decided on penalties, as Zambia lost by a 5-4 margin in a grueling final that captured the mood of the entire week of competition. Niger walked away $10,000 richer and a glittering trophy in hand after a grueling 1 week of action, as the curtain folded on an exciting Airtel Rising Stars Africa Championships.
Yeah, one thing again, I think it's an advantage for the company. Why? 15 countries going back home, they always say, okay, I have a tracksuit written Airtel. So that brand alone would make youth to be proud of. And some will also have that effect to do sports. Because they want, some of them say, okay, we want to go and play in Kenya, or let's say Rwanda or Uganda, and when they don't have support, actually, I think it's like killing the motivation. But when we have companies like Airtel, and also I want to encourage other companies to come in, even the individuals, it doesn't have to be all the time the companies. I think we need all of us in this continent to support our people.
That's all the time we have for this episode of Airtel Football.
This program has been brought to you by Airtel, proud supporter of Africa's rising football stars.